Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin. Thank you so much for stopping by. In today's video, we will be going over the top 10 October Steelbook releases, and we're going to get into that in just a second. I just wanted to briefly reiterate what I said in my last video. I'm going to be doing a series in October, the 31 Days of Halloween. In October, I will be posting a video every single day, a horror-related video, a top 10, a ranking video, an unboxing, a movie review. On Saturdays, I'm going to be doing a vlog-style movie night with you guys. Definitely turn your notifications on, subscribe if you're not subscribed, for 31 days of Halloween. Also, in this video, I'm going to be giving away the digital copy of Little Monsters. The Vestron Little Monsters came with the digital code. I decided to pass that along to one of you fine people. Make sure the code isn't there. So stay tuned all the way to the end of this video, and I'm going to let you know how you can enter to win that digital code. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. All right, guys, welcome back. Let's do the top 10 Steelbook releases for October, and there is some awesome ones. Starting off, and these are going to go in order of release date. They're not a ranking, it's order of release date. So starting off on October 6th, we have 300 from 2007 is finally getting a 4K release in a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook and a standard release. So, of course, long before the Snyder Cut of Justice League and everything like that, he was making his mark with 300 and Dawn of the Dead. He remade Dawn of the Dead, which is awesome if you haven't seen it. Great remake of Romero's Dawn of the Dead. So this will be the first time in 4K. The Steelbook artwork looks awesome. Definitely keep an eye out for 2007's 300. Next up, The Tax Collector in 4K, starring Shia LaBeouf, from the director of Fury and Harsh Times and Suicide Squad, David Ayer. This was his follow-up to Suicide Squad. This movie really kind of flew under the radar for a lot of people. I'm not sure how many people even knew about this or saw it. It made kind of a little bit of headlines when it was revealed that Shia LaBeouf had gotten his entire chest tattooed for this role, and he is really good in this movie. Although he's not in it as much as you might think, if you're looking at this movie only for Shia LaBeouf, you may be slightly disappointed. Right now, you're getting a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. This artwork is really cool. A couple deleted scenes seem to be the only special feature listed at this point. Basically, the story follows Shia LaBeouf and his partner who go around collecting taxes or fees for doing business in their territory. All these gangsters and drug dealers, they go by and get their cut for them doing business in their territory. And it's a pretty fun little gangster movie. It's not David Ayer's best work, but it is a lot of fun. It's got some brutal moments. It's pretty dark in tone compared to David Ayer's other stuff. It's not a horror movie by any means, but it's a little darker. Definitely worth checking out. Next up, on October 13th, this is a awesome release. I'm really excited about this one. El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, the follow-up to the finale of the Breaking Bad series. There is tons of special features on this release. It's going for $27.99. Super commentary featuring 46 members of the cast and crew. So I imagine spliced in and out will just be people talking and kind of a revolving door of people putting their 2 cents in. For the commentary, they called it a super commentary. I'm not sure why this isn't getting a 4K release. I know on Netflix it says the 4K little emblem on there because this was a Netflix movie. The continuation of Breaking Bad. Now, if you haven't seen El Camino, it is exactly what, well, I won't say exactly what you'd expect. It is a perfect continuation of Breaking Bad. Was it absolutely necessary? No, the show had a great ending as far as, I won't spoil anything if you haven't seen it, but it's a perfect continuation of Jesse, what happens to Jesse after Breaking Bad. It captures the tone, the suspense, the feel of Breaking Bad perfectly. If you liked Breaking Bad, you will like El Camino. Of course, Aaron Paul is phenomenal as the role of Jesse Pinkman, and he's good in this role as well. You get to see some familiar faces, and it just kind of puts a nice bookend to the show. Like I said, it's nothing we needed, but it's something that I definitely appreciated. So El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, October 13th. Also on October 13th, District 9 4K from 2009. There has been a couple other Steelbooks, but never a 4K Steelbook release for this. The same special features have been ported over. District 9 is an awesome, awesome movie. This is one that I haven't revisited in quite some time, but it's just a really cool alien movie from, oh, how the hell am I forgetting the director's name? I forget, maybe I'll put it on the screen, but District 9 in 4K, awesome movie. Definitely check out this sci-fi staple on October 13th. Also on October 13th, we're getting a Steelbook release of Motel Hell from Scream Factory. We're getting a new restored audio track. We're getting a new restored 4K transfer from the original camera negative presented in 1080p. $28.98 will get you the lithograph along with this release from Shout Factory. Going for $24.99 on Diabolic if you don't need the lithograph. I'm sure this will look great. I find it, they keep on making people double dip on these releases from Scream Factory. I imagine since this is a 4K transfer that it will probably get a 4K release at some point. So they're presenting a 4K transfer on 1080p. It is what it is. I wish they would just release the 4K because you know they're going to down the line. Next up, also on October 13th is Rawhead Rex, the 4K restoration. Now this was already released this is now a 4K restoration, again, like Motel Hell and another release coming up on the list. It's a 4K restoration presented in 1080p. So it's going for $23.97 on Kino's website. They also said if you pre-order, it will ship several days early. US and Canada only. This is a Clive Barker story. It's a pretty good little, pretty fun little cheesy monster flick. Again, I don't know why they're releasing these 4K restorations in 1080p. The only reason I could think of is so they can get people to buy this, and then next year they will release a 4K disc and people will buy that one too. That's why they're doing it. So I wish if these companies want everybody to start supporting their 4K releases, don't do a 4K restoration and then put it on a 1080p disc. Just release a 4K. But if you missed this release or have not picked this up, it's actually a pretty cool release with a little Sidewinder slipcase. It's got a bunch of special features. So the same special features will be ported over on here. It's a fun little monster creature feature, so definitely check that out. Next up on October 20th, we are getting a Back to the Future 4K trilogy steelbook set from Best Buy. This is a 7-disc set. Each movie will have its own 4K and Blu-ray disc, and will also include a 7th bonus feature disc, remastered using the 35mm negative, presented in Dolby Vision HDR10 Plus, Dolby Atmos audio track, an hour's worth of brand new features. I did notice Zavvi has a version of this, but it has no digital, so keep that in mind. The 4K disc, all 4K discs are region free, but the Blu-rays may be region locked on the Zavvi version. I haven't double checked that. You may want to check that out. This list actually is going to go a little longer than 10. I have a couple extra here, so bonus. Next up, also on October 20th from Shout Factory, is 2 steelbooks of some Studio Ghibli. Is that how you say it? Let me know in the comments below. I'm not a big anime guy. Ghibli? Princess Mononoke and My Neighbor Totoro will both be getting steelbook releases on October 20th from Shout Factory. Actually, steelbooks look really cool. They got some cool artwork. So 1997's Princess Mononoke and My Neighbor Totoro from 1988, both from Shout Factory, will be getting a steelbook release. I'll leave some bonus features up too, so you guys can check that out. They've already released a couple of these Studio Ghibli releases on steelbook, so now you can get these 2 titles. Next up, also on October 20th, is 1998's Pumpkinhead. Now this is another movie that they are releasing again, so this is the second time they're releasing Pumpkinhead. I have the original collector's edition here, and they've also released Motel Hell as well. So this is a new scan, so it's not a completely rehash. It is a new scan, 4K scan from the interpositive film element. New feature is an option for the 5.1 audio and the 2.1 audio options if for some reason you prefer stereo mix, as well as other special features right here. Again, this is a 4K scan from the interpositive film element presented in 1080p. So I would suggest maybe holding off, because I guarantee this will get a 4K release. As we've seen Scream Factor start to release a lot more 4K editions of their films. Next up is the Twilight saga Target exclusive steelbook, going for $34.99. These movies, I used to have a deep hatred for these when I was a little bit younger, when they first came out, but now when I kind of watch them, they are so ridiculous. They're almost like a so bad it's good watch. These Twilight movies, they're pretty hilarious. So these have all been released before on Blu-ray. This isn't a 4K release or anything, but it is a new steelbook that's going for $34.99 from Target. And next, the last on the list, is October 27th. We'll see the release of Rambo, the complete series in the Steelbook Best Buy exclusive box set. This is going for $94.99, so it is a little pricey, but this is all 5 films spanning 35 years, which is incredible. The first movie came out in 1982. Last movie came out in 2019, Rambo's Last Blood, which grossed $125 million, which is crazy. So they're still killing it. Sylvester Stallone is 74 years old, if you can believe that. He's still making Rambo movies. If you hadn't seen Last Blood, the last movie in the series, I had kind of passed on watching it just because I was like, I don't know about another Rambo movie. I watched it. It is so much fun. It is so brutal, so gory. It's hard to believe that he's 74 years old doing roles like this, but he absolutely killed it in Rambo Last Blood. I highly suggest checking that one out. Yeah, the Rambo 4K Best Buy exclusive box set, $94.99. And that'll do it for the top 10 October Steelbook releases. Now we are going to get into the Little Monsters digital code. So if you are interested in the digital code, first of all, subscribe to the channel. You have to be subscribed, like the video. I can't tell who likes the videos, but in good faith, man, give me a like, will you? Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and let me know your favorite all-time horror movie. That's what you're gonna have to do. Leave that in the comments below. I will pick one of you guys and we will figure out how to get this digital code to you. We'll probably hop over to Instagram and I will DM over there. So subscribe, like this video, and let me know your favorite horror movie, and you'll be entered to win Little Monsters digital code. That's all I got as far as Steelbook releases for October. Stay tuned for my top 10 horror releases of October, and also check out my top 10 Blu-ray and 4K releases. These are all going to have different movies on them. They're not all the same list. There's a couple spillovers as far as a couple of the lists, but for the most part, they're different lists. So thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. That's all I have for today. Stay weird, and until next time, bye.
I love movies. Gosh, I love movies. I love watching them, and I love making them.
Nah, I can do it.